We're getting divorced. Give me 100 grand in alimony.
We're getting divorced. Give me 100 grand in alimony. Thalia has issued a declaration of war on the one she once fell for. Oh, the treason! Let's fight them simply because this is an interesting case.
Trouble busters!
I'll cook for you every day, Alan, darling.
Is what my wife used to say, but only for a month after we got married. She pretty much immediately started neglecting the housework, and I ended up taking care of the house mostly. My name is Alan. I see. After an unreasonable amount of negligence, laziness, feigning ignorance, and flat-out plain ignoring my entire existence, this is what you come up with next? Demanding me an ungodly amount of alimony?
I'm telling you, since you were the one who brought this up, you are who's responsible. Therefore, I demand alimony. 100 grand.
100 grand? How in the world am I at fault here? After 3 years of a pretty much non-existent marriage.
You couldn't make me your own wife happy, and therefore you are held responsible. I hate how devoid of common sense you are because you don't even know that.
Ah, I see. But unfortunately, there will be no alimony. Or rather, reconsidering the current situation, you're the one at fault here, Thalia.
What? Why? Normally, alimony is usually a privilege reserved for the weaker in the relationship, the woman.
That's not what alimony is. If we're going to divorce, I'll make it so that the reason for it was long-term negligence, okay? Negligence is sufficient grounds for divorce anyhow.
I will not give you any of my property.
I think you'll have to give in eventually, Thalia.
What? Why do we have to go so far as that?
This house was inherited from my parents, so it doesn't qualify as mutual property.
Huh? I've lived here for 3 damn years, so I'm sure I have some rights at least. Things like rights of residence.
That's only valid in a matter of eviction. And in the case of our divorce, the house won't be included in the division of property, so rights of residence don't work here.
Well, then at least give me all of your savings.
And what band of rascals sent you to steal from me? If you're so inclined, I have an idea.
Are you trying to threaten me?
Nope, I'm just asserting the rights that I have.
Huh? How freaking bossy.
If you want to siphon all my money from me, you'll have to be more logical. Yeah, and you can pass on the message to that sweetheart of yours. Clifford, was it?
What?
Huh?
How?
I mean, you are having an affair, right?
I'm...
Definitely having one, right?
I have work to do now.
Be careful. I'm sure she'll be talking to Clifford about the situation. Big bang impact! We're getting divorced. Give me 100 grand in alimony. Thalia has issued a declaration of war on the one she once fell for. Are you serious, Max? I got her pretty damn pale when I showed her there was evidence of her affair. The photos presented here are all fabrication. She even went in so far as to claim that she had been subjected to harsh treatment by you, Alan Thompson. Foolish stories, of course. So, what are we gonna do? Doesn't the fact that our opponents also have a lawyer mean that there's some chance of success on their part? You see, as a lawyer, I can't really say that that's the case in general. Now then, oh, I see. I see. I understand. Our opponent is claiming that you are defaming their reputation by using fabricated images as evidence while having no real proof. The lawyer on there is... Miss Sharon Adams, the famed lawyer with flawless looks and rates. So, what should we do about this? Let's fight them simply because this is an interesting case. They say they are preparing for some sort of lawsuit. The alimony paid unto you will be increased due to the other side's trumped-up lawsuit. Yes, the attorney fees for us will be covered by our opponents when we win, Mrs. Thompson. I understand, sir. I want to believe in Mr. Mulligan's complete victory.
Hey, are you freaking listening? You enemies. I think any man who tries to force a woman to obey him ought to rot in hell.
There is no such truth.
There are facts. I believe in my client. Right, Miss Thalia? Yes, ma'am, of course.
I truly do apologize for the misunderstanding, but the retribution is terrible.
Stop, please. It's what I told you, Alan, and yet every single damn day.
Speaker broken. Terribly sorry to rain on your jolly little parade people, but without further ado, time for a counterclaim. First of all, about the vandalism that Miss Thalia has been talking about. If all the kicking and punching were truly as commonplace as she claims, there would be a medical report of sorts, wouldn't there?
Huh? But of course we have such a thing. Miss Thalia, the medical report, if you please. Let us finish off these stupid barbarians who try to force us into submission. To hell! What's wrong? Without objective evidence such as a medical report, Miss Thalia, It'll be difficult to make your claim believable. I never went to the hospital.
¿Por qué, señorita? This affects the proceedings, does it not?
There must be some scratches on her skin that you can just see. It has to be so.
If so, please prove it.
You
don't
you
need
asked you
something
to
like
ask
that.
us to do it. Huh? Come, Miss Thalia. Away with me to another room. You probably have a bruise or two on your skin, right? What? Oh, well... We're gonna give you the worst kind of suffering known to womankind, bastards! Miss Sharon, taking off my clothes here is a little... We're in a separate room and I'm a woman, so I don't think it'll be a problem. It's to win this war. But
How was it, Miss Sharon?
it was a normal, healthy body with 0 scratches. The reality is very different from what I heard from the two of you. What does this mean, Miss Thalia?
What the? Didn't she, I don't know, cut herself or something?
Unless you tell me the truth, miss, I won't be able to defend you properly in this case. I told you there will be an increase in the amount of alimony if what you claim turns out to be false, and you approved. That's because, well, you said we would definitely win. Indeed, we definitely can win. Then please help. But that's only if you don't make false statements. Why didn't you go to the hospital? The wound was shallower than I had expected, and it healed quickly. But seriously, I was put through terrible things. If so, please prove it. If I approve everything you claim to be true based on nothing more than hearsay, this world would be a paradise of false accusations and framings. As of now, the credibility of your testimony, in my eyes, is zilch. If your husband's behavior actually happened, I want tangible evidence of it. I suppose you don't have any then.
The diary! Thalia, what about your diary, eh? There must be a diary. There has to be. And she forgot it at home.
Yes, my diary. I have my diary. Well then, please enlighten me. I wrote in my diary properly, but I ended up forgetting it at home because of the shock.
Bruh, this isn't elementary school homework.
That's how much I was traumatized.
Well then, skedaddle and get it, ma'am. What? Mr. Mulligan? Now. There's no harm in allowing that. Humans forget, after all.
Thank you, sir. Can you be back here in 3 hours? Of course, ma'am. I'm just going to get my diary. Well then, please hurry. Miss Sharon. Yes, ma'am. Miss Sharon. I never expected my opponent would treat me and my client so favorably. Thank you, Mr. Mulligan, sir.
If there really is a diary, Miss Sharon, sooner or later it will be presented as evidence.
Thank you very much.
It's better to clarify things like this early on in the case. Shall we move on to the other issue, which is that the image that my client had is a fabrication? This is a photo taken by a professional detective. Shut up! I don't care if they were a pro or a bro, but this is definitely AI generated. With today's technology, it's possible to make up any number of things like this with a few clickety-clacks. So, you claim that this photo is a fabrication and that there is no evidence of an affair? I truly do apologize for misleading you. This is because I was often told by Lily that... Thalia, that you weren't treating her well. The reason why she doesn't open up to you is because of your lack of effort. Because of this anger of yours, you falsely accuse others. That's precisely why Thalia will not come close to you. Do you understand? I cannot stand the act of an affair being justified. Whatever the reason, cheating is cheating. And I'm telling you, we're not having an affair. I have a newsflash for you, Mr. Davidson. He who says the photo is a fake. This film is known as negative film, and a digital camera cannot create this. Huh? The photo was taken by a professional detective, buddy. Since people who claim photos like mine are fake would be everywhere, isn't it natural to use that film as a countermeasure? You can't fake a negative photograph. So this was probably a fake as well?
Yesterday was amazing.
I'm so proud of my girl. How about it? Is this also a fake? If you are not satisfied, there's tons of other similar messages, videos, and photos, you know.
What is the meaning of this, Mr. Clifford? This is very, very different from what I heard from the two of you.
No, that's...
You said, and I quote, "I am not having an affair."
Well...
Does that mean it was a lie?
Some things may have been exaggerated to some extent.
As for the affair, you've completely lied to me. With this, I'll not be able to build a solid relationship of trust with you and Miss Thalia. And on the contrary, my client is deceiving me and destroying my professional reputation. I declare this case a lost cause, and as of now, I withdraw my professional implication in this matter.
What? Why? Weren't you the only righteous lawyer in this world who accepted our requests while other lawyers rejected us?
That was because I believed that everything you were telling me was all true. It would be unreasonable to blame me, Mr. Clifford. Mr. Mulligan, I stand by what I just declared. I hereby relinquish the representation of Mr. Clifford Davis and Mrs. Thalia Thompson.
You fought very well, Miss Sharon. We as lawyers really cannot work with clients who lie. I'm sorry you had to go through this.
Hey, wait a minute. I haven't approved of this yet.
If everything you and Thalia told me was a lie, your defeat is inevitable. I cannot defend the losing side, knowing I'm going to lose, too.
You took a whole bunch of cash. That ain't frickin' fair. If you really want to abandon us, give me the money back.
If it suits me, that would be possible, but unfortunately, the situation is nothing but a loss of trust due to your lies, and is not my responsibility. In that case, the lawyer is not obligated to repay the fees back to the clients.
It's exactly as you said, Mr. Mulligan. It is indeed, Alan Buddy. Miss Sharon saw through her client's lies. She only stated her fees, accepted their request, and was willing to leave when the time was right.
Whoa! Yeah. The world is money, money, money.
This particular lawyer, she uses this tactic quite often, you see. Damn, pretty stingy and tough for her beauty, I gotta say. Well, lawyering is also a business, buddy. And you did a grand job this time around once again, Miss Sharon.
Mr. Mulligan, would it be okay for me to give some final advice to my client?
As you wish, ma'am.
Thank you so much. All I can advise now is to be honest about this matter and offer Mr. Thompson here a heartfelt apology without making any excuses. Victory and defeat has already been determined. Any further lies will only increase the amount of alimony.
You treacherous, unscrupulous bitch-faced!
In any case, the diary is also a lie, and Miss Thalia is urgently writing everything right now, I expect. I'm so sorry, everyone. I found my diary. Have a look at this. Many of the outrageous acts that have been perpetrated by my husband are recorded in this notebook. Are the contents of that diary the truth and nothing but the truth?
Thalia, don't!
Hell yeah, it is. This is the true and pure cry of my soul.
How I wanted to hear those words.
A hastily created diary will always contain some inconsistencies. For example, even if it was written what month and what day that she was treated badly by her husband, the person in question may have actually been on a business trip that time. Contradictions like this may arise in the written statements, and the credibility of the diary can be quickly destroyed. And furthermore...
Hold Alexander Graham Bell's phone! This notebook looks so new and spotless, considering Miss Thalia's been writing in it for 2 years now. What do you know? It's brand new, like it was just bought today. The color of the ballpoint pen ink also makes it look like everything was written on the same day.
How dare you say such blasphemy? All of what Alan's been doing to me for 2 years now is written in there.
I really cannot trust its authenticity, so I think I'll submit it to a professional appraiser.
What?
Wait, surely you don't think we can't do that? We can very easily, in fact.
Ah, so you lied to me yet again. Claims for defamation caused by perjury. The opponent's very successful counterclaim and complete reversal of the tides. The alimony will surely be increased to gargantuan numbers. Wait, what? Miss Sharon, your defense!
Miss Sharon has fired you as her client
Why?
because we tried to trick the other party into defeat with lies. I'm so sorry.
It's too late to apologize now. As a person who knows the law well, I cannot tolerate your outrageous treason. With the additional attacks of perjury and defamation, I have realized for myself that a liar truly is the beginning of a sinner. And so shall you discover.
I'm starting to feel like I'd like to try again with Alan after all.
Way to change thinking, bitch. Shit's annoying. You had an affair right after getting married, didn't you?
Because I was lonely. You were always away from home because of work.
Stop lying. A month later, I was coming home earlier than you.
I always worked hard for a month, you know.
Bruh, this isn't college club activities.
Everything with Clifford was all play. Temporary confusion on my part. I only love you, Alan. Even when he was holding me, I imagined I was hugging you.
A theory? That makes 0 sense. Being held by a man, when in fact I was being rejected for 3 long damn years.
Don't think too deeply about it. My heart remains with you, Alan. It's still pure and true to you, even though the only person I love is you.
Extramarital affairs, perjury, false accusations. These are not the kind of things you do to someone you love, eh?
I'll break up with Clifford. Let's start over.
Wait, hold up. Everything you've been saying for a while now. What the frick? Who the frick was it that said that she wanted to quickly end things with Alan and be with me?
That kind of thing was just a convenient way to make the flame of an affair burn brighter. I was never serious in the first place.
What the actual frick? You told me that I was the best in the whole wide world.
Cállate, imbecile! Settle your own defeated matters elsewhere, where we aren't present! I don't know what will happen to you in the future, and I don't frickin' care. However, I will make sure you pay the price for what you've committed. Clifford, you will receive a demand of 150 grand in alimony. Since the affair developed in the same workplace, I will make a complaint to your higher-ups asking, what kind of training are you providing to your employees, eh?
If that happens, my job...
Of course, I will also give the news to your parents and your wife.
Wait, please, sir, I beg you, do not do that.
No can do, buddy. I can't forgive you for having the guts to destroy my family and save yourself.
That's right. Can't be helped if the company finds out. From now on, I'll change my behavior and pledge my eternal loyalty to you, Alan, darling. I'll cook you meals every day, and I'll do the housework, too, and, at night, too.
No. I'm the one who wants to cry here. As for you, Miss Talia, an alimony of $60,000, no property division, and a restraining order will be issued. If you violate the restraining order, a $3,000 penalty will be imposed. Prepare yourself, I say.
What? Why has the alimony increased from the beginning?
Obviously it has, since you were trying to trick us into defeat with lies and deceit. You sure got moxie, thinking you could deceive us with such stupid, childish lies. If you can't swallow your judgment, we'll have to go to court. If you want to dig deeper into hell, by all means, feel free. In the end, with my attorney Mulligan's final words, the two agreed to the terms. The amount of their debt is quite large, so they will probably be living simply and just working to pay off those debts for the next 10 years or so. Is their dishonesty really worth 150 and 60 grand respectively? Seriously though, adultery is probably a stupid thing that weak-minded people do. His job and his wife discovered his affair, and Clifford's wife divorced him. She also demanded alimony of 30 grand from each of them, and it seems that the chariot of hellfire has had petroleum poured on it by the tons.
Alan, open up! Let's start over, please!
I refuse! She was creating such a racket, and that Cloud9 mind of hers, full of narcissistic bullshit, must have forgotten about the restraining order. So I warned her over the intercom, and she left quietly, tearfully. After that, perhaps because she thought there would be no further progress in life, or because she didn't want to pay any more money, she completely vanished, and I personally changed jobs at that time. I vowed to myself that I would try my best to make a fresh start, and find true happiness this time. Fabrication is stupid. Troublebusters!